Well, they finally did it. HBO has cast the Golden Trio for their faithful Harry Potter reboot. And folks, it's mostly not a disaster, which in 2025 is the highest praise I can give anything coming out of Hollywood. What's up, my fellow disillusioned nerds? Welcome back to The Critical Nerd. My name is Chris, your humble host, and this is where I roast Hollywood's magical misfires with the precision of a well-aimed Expelliarmus. I probably mispronounced that. First off, massive thank you to all of our subscribers, or all my subscribers, I should say. You guys are the real ones keeping this channel alive faster than Warner Brothers can greenlight another reboot. Seriously, I do appreciate the support, your comments, your memes, your unfiltered rants, all of it. And if you're new here, welcome to the chaos. This is your safe haven from the corporate wand-waving and identity politics potion class they've turned entertainment into. We're creeping up on that 30,000 subscriber mark, so if you enjoy this blend of sarcasm, pop culture critique, and a healthy dose of magical skepticism, hit that subscribe button like it owes you a butterbeer. All right, let's get back to business. So, HBO just revealed their new Harry, Ron, and Hermione. And I got to admit, I braced for a train wreck. And what I got was more like a minor fender bender on the Hogwarts Express. Harry Potter is now being played by Dominic Mclofflin, a kid who looks like Harry Potter. Well, that's to be determined. But hey, he's got the glasses, so that's a win, I guess. Ron Weasley, played by Alistair Stout. And holy crap, they actually cast a real redhead. Somewhere in Scotland, Rupert Grint just raised his butterbeer in approval. And then there's Hermione, Arabella Stanton. And look, she's not a terrible choice. She's even played Matilda on stage, which, let's be real, is more acting experience than most adults in the Secret Invasion cast. But, and there's a but in here, let's rewind things for a second, okay? Remember when Warner Brothers promised that this reboot would quote-unquote stay true to the books? Yeah, about that. Hermione in the books is described as in painfully specific ways. She blushes pink. She turns pale. She gets called a mudblood. And it's clearly tied to blood purity and magical bigotry, not race. And yet, Hollywood being Hollywood, they still lean just enough into the race-swapping waters to create 100 think pieces before the plot even aired. And before the mob comes for me, this isn't about the kids. Seriously, they're 11. They didn't ask for this pressure. This is about the studio, the choices, the messaging. And then, of course, there's Papa Essiedu as Severus Snape, aka the casting choice that torpedoed all goodwill before the trio was even announced. Look, I don't care what color your Snape is unless the story, the actual core of the character, breaks because of it. Spoiler alert, it does. This is a man who grew up abused, bullied, and outsider in a very white, very classist wizarding world, and whose entire arc hinges on his resentment, his obsession, and tragic connection to Lily Potter. Make Snape a completely different ethnicity, and suddenly that nuance becomes narrative nonsense. It rewrites the character without rewriting the story. It's identity politics cosplay without the actual world building to support it. You want to tell a different story? Fine, do that. But don't skin the old one and wear it like a cheap disguise. Now back to Hermione. Arabella Stanton might actually pull this off. She's got the presence, the stage chops, maybe even the bushy hair. Oh, let's be honest, it's probably going to be sacrificed on the altar of modern styling by episode 2. But there is one huge issue here. If the casting wasn't enough to break the immersion, it's everything around it that will. The house elf activism, the constant mudblood slurs, the entire metaphor falls apart if it starts intersecting with real-world racial dynamics. It's not magical allegory anymore. It's uncomfortable, tone-deaf messaging in cosplay robes. What we're seeing isn't just casting choices. It's a war between two ideologies. The faithful adaptation versus the modernized message machine. And unfortunately, Warner Brothers is trying to ride both broomsticks at once. And they're going to crash straight into the Whomping Willow. Look, if you want to modernize Harry Potter, fine. Go full Elseworlds with it. Change the story. Set it in Ilvermorny. Tell the tale of American Magic School. Heck, do a young Dumbledore and Grindelwald series. That isn't written like fanfic. But don't give us this weird Franken series that claims to honor the books while constantly undermining them. So, where does this all leave us? A redhead Ron, a believable Harry, or Hermione that's close, and a Snape that's still a giant question mark with the side of narrative whiplash. I want this show to be good. I really do. I love the world, the lore, the potential. But if this is just another soulless reboot with a checklist, then no amount of Polyjuice Potion is going to make this thing resemble the magic we remember. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will be the second coming of Sorcerer's Stone. Maybe Arabella Stanton will crush it. Papa Essiedu will redefine Snape. And Dominic will make us all forget about Daniel Radcliffe. And maybe, just maybe, Warner will stop trying to fix things that were never broken in the first place. So if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more brutally honest takes on pop culture's most magical missteps, hit that like button, obliterate the subscribe button, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm so close to hitting 30,000 subscribers, and with your help, I can get there faster and Hermione can correct your pronunciation of Wingardium Leviosa. This has been The Critical Nerd. Stay skeptical, stay sarcastic, and remember, Snape was supposed to be pale, greasy, and terrifying, not recast with a diversity award. Critical Nerd, out.